Step one, wake up, really going.
The day I met Bullhorn Betty and Jonathan Lee Ridges, they were protesting in front of the Laundrie's home. I began to document them, and little did I know, the three of us would spend the next few months traveling together. Nothing scares us, even if it means crossing a freezing cold river and getting wet. We put our lives in danger because we want to find answers. It gives us purpose, even if it means going undercover to get those answers, or visiting the scene of a crime and paying our respects. Searching for the truth isn't easy. It gets you out of your comfort zone and makes you see things in a different perspective. And it's this perspective that we want the world to see. At the end of the day, we fight for justice. We fight for those who don't have a voice. We fight for those who were silenced. Our next case, we search for Paula Miranda. She was last seen swimming in this river. Here's our Paula's family. Found 2 footprints they believe belonged to her. She left her phone and keys in her car. Her sister tells us that's extremely unusual for her to do that. Stay tuned as we venture deep into Wekiwa Springs State Park to help find her.
Andrea, aka Bullhorn Betty here. Look what I found. It looks like a lot of people on YouTube. Right here. Right here. This is a real ass right here. Like many people on YouTube. All you need to do is show an asshole a little love. Right? Right? Tell him. What you need to do? What you need to do? Huh? What you need to do? Oh, too many assholes on YouTube. Say it. Say it with me, baby. Say there's just too many people. Too many people on YouTube that look like you, huh? So the next time you want to be an ass, maybe you should come out here and hang out with the ass. Just saying. You want to be a jackass? There's your brother.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, depending on where you're from. I see Switzerland and Scotland. We got a lot of people from around the globe in the house. If many of you guys know, like, I got a stalker. I got a stalker, and it's in the form of a hurricane, which is a really bad stalker to have. And it's chasing me, right? So apparently, hopefully, so I got some South Africa in here as well, and Philly and Pennsylvania. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you. Don't forget to come in here and like this video as you're coming in. We're not going to really talk about anything. As many of you guys know, I'm hunkered down. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not boarding my windows. As you can see, there's lights coming through them. I have a spot in my hallway if you know, crap hits the fan. Right. What can you do? I mean, a hurricane's coming. The projection was right toward Manatee County, Sarasota. Now it looks like it shifted a little further south. So it looks like Venice is in target. I'm learning all of this. Like, I don't watch the news. I really don't. I'm learning all of this on YouTube, right? JLR is now tracking storms. I got to show you guys something. I really do. He's probably going to kill me, but that's okay. I got to show you guys this. I about died. I unfortunately did not realize that he had gone live. I did not. I don't know if I just didn't get the notification. My phone's been, I've got my phone turned off, like, nothing, right? So I'm not, I don't hear rings. I don't hear anything. The phone's off. So anyways, I just didn't get the notification. So like many of you, I'm sitting here on a Tuesday looking at, just saying, hey, what can I do? So I get on YouTube. I see a little notification pop up, storm chasing. Yes, Miss Robin. It is. I about died laughing. You know what? He says it's a baseball helmet. I am sorry. I'm literally in tears right now. I am literally in tears. And I'm telling you, when he stuck it on, the first thing I thought of was riot gear. All right? And he puts it on his head and it says, press. It looks like he's ready to go run and save the world. I'm like, you have got to be joking. Why can't he pull some funny stuff like that when we're doing cases, right? He saves all the good stuff for when he's flying solo. Like, what? I would have died. I would have died laughing at that. I mean, I died laughing, watching this on YouTube. But if it was in person, I would have been dying. Like, you couldn't keep me quiet. Like, I would have been busting out loud. He'd be sitting there live and you'd hear me screaming, laughing so loud. Like, I'd be on the cement rolling around. Like, I would have died if that was in person. You couldn't keep my mouth shut. As soon as he put that damn helmet on his head, I was done. I haven't watched the rest of the video. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. I couldn't watch that was it. I was done. Like, I was done. My turkey, done button popped up. I'm done. Like, I'm a done turkey. That was, yes. That's the beauty of this. I'm willing to get the strike from JLR just to show you. If I go down for 2 weeks, we know who. No, I'm just joking. But yes. Let me see. You guys are gonna have to. I'm working on one. All of my equipment's unplugged. It's not here, so we're working on one computer. The weather. I promised if the weather was holding up, I would come live again today. It's holding up, so I'm not really worried about this one being plugged in, but I'm not hooking up my equipment. So bear with me as I switch this over. That's what I hate right there. There it is. There's the helmet, but no. We just can't stop there. That would be just unkind of us. You guys have to watch this one yourself.
It's like a baseball team helmet. Well, I can't get it on, but
Oh, JLR. Have you learned nothing? Oh, I would say that was almost as funny as BK's skit of JLR in the bushes. If you guys haven't seen that, I wish I had the link for it. I don't even know where it's at, but that had me rolling, but not near as funny as seeing JLR put that on. I'm telling you, he was ready to go into a riot. He's not messing with a hurricane. He's ready to go in there with pitchforks. He's going to teach Ian a lesson. Like, he's going to go in there. He's going to teach Ian a lesson. I'll say, you're no match for Florida, right? JLR with his clipboard. Diving in to save us. We love JLR. You guys have got to go over there. Here, let me get this. I'll plug this into the chat so you guys can go watch the whole thing. I got to tell you, it's good information if you guys are storm chasing. I have to tell you, I'm watching him. I can't lie. You know, I'm not watching the news. I'm actually getting my coverage of this storm from JLR. I will be honest with you. As many of you know, I am not that crazy. I'm not that kamikaze. I am not, you know, I've lived in Florida. This is not scaring me. I'm not scared of this hurricane. This hurricane will not whip Bullhorn Betty. But the title was Hurricane Ian and Bullhorn Betty go head to head. I can tell you right now, Hurricane Ian's already won because I'm inside, right? I'm inside and I'm not leaving. I am hunkered down. When I say I'm hunkered down, like I am literally hunkered down. Coffee. I got coffee. I even got a cocktail. Look at that. I got a cocktail. I got my coffee. All these are full too, by the way. I plan on drinking every bit of it. I even got some cherry cola. Like even like if and like I went to this Turning Points USA thing and they handed out these things. I kind of thought this was a lame gift. When I grabbed it, I'm thinking, yeah, they could have done better than tumblers, right? Like that's what I was thinking. Did you hear that? That's ice. You know when I filled this up last? This morning. Like at 6 o'clock this morning. Hunkering down with $20 more of gas in your vehicle. I ended up going out and getting a 5-gallon jug of gasoline. So I actually have plenty of gas. And I figured, you know, I've got the generator just in case the power goes out. Just in case. Like I almost wish the power would go out so we're past the storm. Because then when we're past the storm, I don't have to worry about the power surge. I can plug everything up and get back to business, right? This kind of sucks. I got to be honest with you. There's no places to go. Like I can't go outside. It looks like crap. Hate staying inside because there's nothing really to look at. It's the same stuff I look at every day. Oh boy. Oh boy. There was something else that was sent to me. But if you guys, oh yeah, I didn't put that in the chat. Did I put that in the chat yet? Let me put this in the chat again, just in case I didn't. This is the video with JLR. And there was something else I sent to myself. I can't remember what it was. Is that it? Hopefully you guys are not seeing this because I'm in my email. Make sure you guys are off my email. Anyways, I want to go ahead and put the chat, the panel thing in here because this is just really not a whole lot of anything. We're not really covering cases. We're just having a little fun while we got the hurricanes brewing and Bullhorn Betty's here by herself. So, you know, just need some company. Now I've got like almost 400 friends. If I blow away right now, at least somebody can call my mom, right? I should stop talking. That's not funny. Yeah, I'm safe right now, but the storm's not quite here yet. We've been having, it's kind of crazy because even yesterday, we were having bands. There was a lot of space, a lot of time from one band to the next. You could tell that it was from a far distance away. But we were getting some bands in because over this house, I mean, it like the sky just fell out. It was just dropping buckets and it was really, really loud with thunder. And you could see the lightning coming from it. But it was there and it went on. For Florida, I think it was short. It was like 15, maybe 20 minutes, but it was really, really heavy. And that happened several times yesterday. And then it just stopped, There was, unless I went to sleep and just didn't hear it, I think it stopped. Something may have happened. I mean, it was wet out the side this morning. So it's very possible that more came in last night while I was sleeping. But today it's just kind of been drizzly. It hasn't, we didn't have those really rough rains here. We at least from being inside the house, you can pretty much hear it on this roof. There's like no ceiling. I mean, the roof has no pitch. Like you can do metal and you can do rollout. You can't even put shingles on this roof. It's almost flat. So you can really hear the rain when it starts pelting on the roof. I didn't hear that today. I haven't heard that all today. And the only reason why I know it's been drizzly and raining is because I've been outside a couple times. But just definitely just kind of, it's not a pretty day by any stretch of the imagination. Kat, can you show me your face and I'll bring you up? Perfect. If you want to go ahead and turn your camera off, you can. Hey, Kat.
How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
Orlando.
Oh, so you're going to be getting it after us, basically.
Yeah, I'm like so confused because like now it's not going to hit Tampa. It's going to go south. It's going more south now.
It looks like, well, they didn't think it was going to, well, I think they thought Tampa would get the brunt of it, but then it moved down to where it was going to hit like smack right into Bradenton and Sarasota. So I was getting a little nervous, but now it looks like every model it's going further south. So I have a funny feeling it is, once it starts hitting the warm water, they'll be able to monitor the trajectory of the storm better. But I think right now it's just now hitting the warm water and it's just now picking up speed. And, we don't know where the intensification is or where the bend is going to be.
Well, I just want to let you know Disney World is closed tomorrow and Thursday.
Okay.
My daughter works there.
Yeah.
And wait, is today Monday or
Tuesday?
Okay, yeah, it's closed Wednesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So which is kind of huge for Disney to close.
Right.
Because
right,
doesn't
yeah, but they
close.
do. I mean, but everything close when it starts raining, especially as soon as they see lightning. If there's water anywhere in that park, you're done.
Well, sort of. I mean, I've been there many times when it's like pouring down rain, and they'll close the outside rides if there's lightning and rain. And but I mean, for them to close, they're
the
even
entire park in 2 days.
Yeah, they're even closing some of the resorts.
Gotcha.
And anybody that has reservations starting tonight, they're canceled. Okay, now how is this going to fare? The airport's closed as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what if they're already here?
Right.
I hope they put them up in another resort.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they've got something worked out. I don't think they'd get a bad reputation like that, but who knows? I mean, these corporations, they're not really into customer service. At a certain point in growth, they really don't care. It's more about the bottom line than it is about the experience.
Well, I would hope that they would sprinkle a little pixie dust on somebody who made it into Orlando.
You would think that they would do that, especially since this is out of the control of everybody's hands. This is an act of God, and
right,
people pay money to be lots of money to be in that area. So hopefully they do right by whomever is left behind.
Oh heck, families can't even afford to hardly go there anymore.
Yeah, I tell you, I can't. But you know what? I don't want to anymore. Like, I like Disney. I like what it used to be and everything like that. But now it's not what it was when I was growing up. Now,
no.
They try to pack as many cows into the corral as possible, and it's like it's no longer fun whenever you have to pay like hundreds of dollars to cut people in line, people that have been standing there all day, just because they're packing so many people in there. That's not fair to the other customers. And
I agree. I mean, I've been spoiled in years past, and I do have an annual passport, even though my daughter works there.
Right.
And my husband and I used to go like a couple times a year and stay at the Animal Kingdom Resort for a week and whatnot. And we were paying like, I don't know, $225 a night or something. And that's like $700.
Yeah.
I would never pay $700 a night to go to Disney World.
And then you got the ticket on top of that.
Exactly.
Right? Even your annual pass, you either pay monthly for it or you pay a heavy fee once a year for it. I mean, it's not cheap.
Let me tell you. So I have two grown daughters. One's 31, one's 39. She'll be 40 in February. When they were little, we lived in Atlanta, and we would come down here quite often to Disney, and we bought annual passes because for the cost right then, it was for as many times as we came per year, it was more cost effective.
Right. If you go a lot, yeah. I mean, you're right there in Orlando. I mean, even for me to go, for a park, you always want 2 days these days. It's never a one-day park adventure anymore.
Right.
Hotel fees. You being right in Orlando, you'd be a fool not to go.
Well, let me tell you, we paid $800 for 4 annual passes. Now I'm talking, let's just say at the most 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. They are now for a 1-person pass with no like blackout dates or whatever is $12.99. Yep. So that's just, it's incredible.
Yeah,
Incredible.
it's
what they do.
incredible. And then but you pay this money, and then you go and stand in line forever. It takes the fun away. Like if
It
you want to go
does.
there and have fun, you got to have fun without the rides. I mean, you got to find a way to have fun without the rides, because I'm telling you, standing in line for 2 hours, that's miserable to me.
2
That's not
hours.
fun.
Some of them are 3 hours.
Yeah, that's no longer fun for me.
And
Like,
well, it's not fun for me either.
yeah.
And it's not fair to little kids.
Yeah. So at
That's
that,
crazy.
at that point, why spend the $1,200? Why spend the additional fee? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now, something like Epcot, I could enjoy without, going on a ride. I would always want to go on Space Mountain, because that's just something I did with my dad when I was younger. I always liked that child.
Right.
Many people know about my relationship with my father, and so every now and again, if I go to Epcot, I would stand in line for that ride, because it takes me to a better place, right? And but I can enjoy myself in Epcot without going on a single ride, because you go to all the different countries. They have alcohol and food and
Exactly.
things that keep adults like me entertained without the rides.
Yeah. Well, I like where I live, I'm facing west. I see no black skies. I see black skies way like to my right up north some. But I'm really not seeing anything, and it hasn't rained here at all yet.
Yeah, it's been drizzly. It's been kind of crappy out. I mean, there's not. I mean, it's full clouds over here. It's full like those light gray clouds that just pillow the whole entire sky. That's what we've got right now.
Is it raining yet?
It's drizzling. It's not coming down in buckets like it did yesterday. Yesterday scared me. There was one spot that, I mean, the thunder, we get thunder. We're used to thunderstorms here in Florida, so it's not a big deal. But this thunder was so loud and so close that I could feel the vibrations under my feet. And that's when I'm like, okay, that's a sign. Unplug literally everything. Anything that's plugged in, unplug it. That's like the first thing that went through my mind, because you don't get a rumble like that from thunder unless it's pretty stinking close.
I don't know if you've noticed, but this has been a very weird summer in Florida for the rain, the thunder, the lightning, or at least for Orlando, it has been. Mm-hmm. Like I can't remember another summer where it has rained as much rain as what we've had this summer.
Yeah.
And then the lightning storms.
My neighbors.
But
I'm gone.
I tell you, I got a lake on one side of me and another lake on the other side of me. Mm-hmm. So I just hope we don't get so much rain that everything floods. Although I'm on the 6th floor, so if it gets up this high,
you got problems.
We have bigger problems than what a clipboard's going to handle.
Yeah, great pun. I love that.
Exactly. All right. So you didn't have to evacuate.
No, well, even if I did, I'd probably stay put, to be honest with you. This is my experience. Okay. My experience is it seems like no matter where I go, it's either going to hit or not hit, because my ex left the year before last. There was a hurricane coming directly at us. And I can't remember the name of this hurricane. Maybe it was Irma. I think it was Irma. Irma was coming. It was an eye hurricane nonetheless. And I'm like, I'm staying put. I'm comfortable in this house. I know home construction. So 1963, some pretty good construction. So I'm like, I'm staying here. Well, his brother got in his ear and told him that it's coming directly at us. Leave. And you could tell he was nervous. And I'm like, look, I said, if you're really that nervous, you go to your brother's, but don't make me go, because I don't want to go. Like I want to stay here. Just don't make me or the dogs leave, because I feel like the dogs are safer here. Right. And I don't want you leaving and then something happened and me blaming him forever and ever. Amen. So the dogs and I stayed here. He left. The hurricane actually hit where he went. I'm here with AC. The only thing that was bad is that the internet, I had air conditioning, I had power, I had water, no problem. It wasn't until 24 hours after the hurricane left that something happened. I don't know if it was a limb that fell or something, but it took the internet out, and the internet was literally out for 2 days, and I about climbed the ever-loving walls.
I hope I don't want to lose internet. I'm not so much worried per se about losing electricity, because all of our electric lines are underground here.
Yeah.
or at least in the area that I live in.
Yeah. Mine's not. And I got a limb on the power line, so it's possible that I may lose power if that tree limb, bobs the wrong way.
Yeah, but at least you have a generator.
Yes,
Oh no!
I do have a
How do you?
generator. I do have power cords. Everything in this house, because it has no real roof, like ceiling. I got almost a flat roof. Everything's on swag kits here, so I can literally move the power cord from one room to the next. I can have the fan on, the TV on, everything in one room. I can come into another room, run the cord here, have fan, TV, everything. Like I got this.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. So when I saw that you had a drink, an adult beverage, and you had your coffee cup, and then you were talking about your other one that still has ice in it, and that sounds very much like
cherry Coke.
Yeah, your cherry Coke.
Coffee.
Yep. I thought to myself, oh my goodness, because they talk about sometimes you may have to boil water. Now, thank goodness my stove is gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't lose that, hopefully. But I'm going to go make 4 or 5 cups of coffee just to sit on the counter for when I want coffee.
You know what? I have not thought about that, but that is a really, really good idea. But again, I know for a fact I do have power, because if nothing else, the generator will work. It is literally brand new. It hasn't failed me yet. Watch this be the first time. But
and then I got an email today from like the condo association that said, fill your bathtubs up with water so you can still use your toilet.
Yes, but you know what? Well, that's disgusting.
Well, yeah, I agree.
I just got that. I'm like, yeah, but that's what we used to do. But since I've been in this house, whoever redid this house before I purchased it, I have a stand-up shower. There's no tub. They ripped the tub out and made a wider shower. I don't know why. They didn't even enclose the shower. And quite frankly, you can tell there was a leak in it, because you can see where they cut the bottom half of the shower out, fixed the repair, and put a non-matching tile in it.
Oh, geez.
So that's the last of the bathroom that needs to be upgraded, because literally the whole entire bathroom I've made, put a linen closet in there, put a new vanity, put a new toilet, put new flooring. The only thing left is the shower. The ugly shower.
So is that not a good idea to fill up your bathtubs with water?
It's a great idea to fill up your bathtubs with water, but what do you do when you don't have a bathtub?
Oh, that's true. I have 2 of them, so most
of us. I mean, think about it. Back in the day, another thing that we used to do was fill up the washing machine. You put water. You just fill the washing machine up.
Oh, well, I got a front load, so that wouldn't be so good.
And that's what I'm saying is many of us we now have these front load. There's no way. You can't use the washing machine anymore.
It's going to be interesting what happens. But I also want to tell you, I love your show. I try to catch it every single morning.
Oh, good.
So
it's been a little crazy. I've got to be honest with you. We went from having just outrageous numbers of people in here. We still have quite a large number of people in here, which is good. But we went from going crazy to me just like I didn't go live for a really long time, and now I'm trying to get my schedule back. It's hard. It's hard.
Are you gonna you go for missing persons more than anything, correct?
Yeah, missing and murdered. I mean,
okay. Well, what about the case up in Georgia?
Which one? There's a few.
The one where the lady sent her daughter the Venmo message saying that they're not going to let her go, and she Venmoed her daughter like $2,385, some really weird amount of money, and said there's a key under the blue flower pot by the front door.
No,
you didn't
never heard of that case. Don't know. That's a first for me.
Okay.
I've been in Kiely Rodni mode.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a pretty interesting case. She left home on the 10th of, I believe it was the 10th of September.
Mm-hmm.
And in a rental car, because her car was in the shop, and she never came home. And they found her car up by Tallulah Falls on a 4-way highway at a little place where you can just pull off and park there for a little while.
So they're saying the name of Debbie Collier.
That's her.
Yeah, they said Debbie Collier. Let me
Check it out. Oh yeah, they found her. Her abdomen had been burnt. She was she had no clothes on. And she had stopped. They have videotape of her stopping at like a Dollar General or like a CVS or Walgreens and buy a blue tarp, a propane tank, like the little, like what you would do when you're making, and this has no reflection on the Kiely Rodni case, creme brulee. You know how you make the top hard.
So here's what it says. It says Georgia investigators released surveillance video showing what may have been office manager Debbie Collier's last appearance in public. So it looks like she was at a store purchasing some items.
The items she purchased are
the video shows Collier entered Family Dollar store on Clayton around 2:55 p.m. September 10th, wearing a University of Georgia football jersey, shorts, red visor, while carrying a large black purse or car keys. It was game day in Athens, and the Bulldogs. And if anybody knows anything about Georgia and their football team, my family's from Georgia.
Well, listen, the items she purchased were used to assist in her murder.
What did she purchase from there?
A blue tarp, a red
from
bag.
The dollar store.
Yes, a blue tarp, a red bag, one of those small propane torches, some paper towels, and I'm not sure what else. Those are the things I remember. And when they found her body,
somebody sent her. I wonder if somebody sent her to the store to buy those items.
Well, it's a pretty interesting story when you look into her daughter's boyfriend. They both have fairly long rap sheets.
What was the boyfriend accused of?
Okay, so I think,
or what is his past? What is it? Tell me a little bit about his past.
Okay, so I think they were both into drugs, both her daughter and the boyfriend.
Story of my life right there.
Exactly, into drugs. They had broken up. In fact, there was a, what do you call them when you can't be around, a restraining order.
Yeah.
Where he could not be around her, although they were living together still in a home that her dad owns. And I think that home might have been like kind of near Alpharetta, Georgia. I can't remember that. Anyway, apparently this mom, the lady that was unalive now, and the dad had been giving her money since the Venmos show since mid-August. I don't know exactly.
What are the purposes of those? So mom's giving daughter the funds, or?
Well, it's all coming out of mom and dad's account.
Okay, so mom and dad are the daughter's receiving these funds.
Yes, and daughter is still living with boyfriend when she's not supposed to be.
And why is she not supposed to be living with the boyfriend?
Apparently, there was some level of domestic, either SA.
So that was the restraining order. So they have.
Yeah, he's had.
So if people don't understand how the domestic thing works, say that there's an altercation in the home. Domestic violence laws are a lot more strict here in Florida. Everybody pretty much goes to jail, and unless due cause it warrants where the other person doesn't. But the whole domestic thing is once you're charged, like they have to arrest you, but then there's an immediate protection order where you cannot contact that person until either 30 days or the disposition of the case. It's typically the disposition of the case, which could end sooner if the case is thrown out. So,
well, what happened is that he did get arrested apparently again for violating that restraining order, and he had to serve 6 days in jail. And he got out of jail, from what I understand, or he was getting ready to go into jail like the day after the mom was killed. which is there's just weird. You should just check it out. It's
No, it sounds like a very interesting case, and it just on the surface, obviously, I can't imagine the boyfriend having a hand in something without the daughter being involved.
absolutely.
However, you don't really know what goes on in the case because, as many people know, that there are people that can be very secretive. And
look
you would
at the
think that
Kiely
people-
Rodni case.
Yeah, and
That's,
you would think that people, especially ones that you lay next to or whatever, can be a complete stranger. You don't know. You really just don't know.
Yeah.
This day and age. So it's
I
not.
agree.
There is a possibility of the daughter not having any knowledge of what the boyfriend did, but there's a great possibility that she did, especially if she's getting large sums of money in her Venmo account, because that sounds like maybe she hacked in her mom's bank and Venmoed herself money to support her drug habit. And then, when mom found out and addressed her, that could have been when this situation happened.
Well, the money, get this, the money Venmoed to the daughter. Okay, she shows up at that, what did you say, Family Dollar or whatever, the store she went to buy the red bag, the tarp. The time that she got to the store, and I'm not giving you exact times because I'm not sure, I can't remember, something like 2:50, and then the money was Venmoed to the daughter at like 3:15. So like it was almost like the minute she got out of that store, I don't know if she Venmoed it or if somebody else had her phone and Venmoed it to the daughter. I don't know. Just very interesting.
You don't have to have a phone to Venmo it to anybody. You can, if somebody has your username and password, can go on any computer, type in Venmo.com, access your profile, and send it anywhere, with or without your phone.
Yeah, but with the money, it said they're not going to let me go. Here's $2,000, some $2,400, or I don't know, $2,385, something like that. I love you. There's a house key under the blue flower pot, and that was it.
So the understanding is mom sent this money to daughter with the message of the flower pot key stating that somebody's not going to let her go.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds staged.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Now that I understand what's going on, that sounds staged. I don't think
just too weird.
I don't think the daughter couldn't know something. This smells like she's got her hands in it too, because the one person that would know her mom's behaviors and how her mom talks and how this and that would be her daughter. I'm sorry.
And she had
nobody can sign my dad's name better than me. You know what I'm saying?
And she had gone out to dinner, just her and her mom, the night before, which kind of leads me to believe
mom addressed her.
Her and mom went out to dinner because she was asking mom for more money.
I think mom and her went out to dinner so mom could tell her that she knew that she was stealing money from her. I haven't looked in this case, but I don't know if would mom be sending her all that money with no strings attached?
Let me tell you, if it was my daughter, I wouldn't be sending her all that money.
Right. So why are we thinking mom sent that? Why wouldn't our focus be kind of more in line with her probably stealing this from her mom?
And well, it would be her mom and her dad I think it's her stepdad, because it's like their joint account that it's coming out of.
Right.
Just crazy. I mean, I don't know.
But who would, like, for me, who would know my mom's passwords better than me? Exactly.
Oh, both my daughters know mine. Now that I think about that, maybe I should change it.
And then you don't think about that. But, us as kids, we learn what our parents' passwords are. They're like every one of us. And,
You are absolutely right.
We don't know if our kids know how we function. I mean, I wouldn't think anything other than that. Even when we try to change, we're predictable people, especially in the eyes of our kids. So if our kids are good and are helping us and stuff like that, but something happened in their life and they take a wrong path somewhere, they still have the knowledge that we're not thinking about at the time. Many of us, when we have family that ends up taking a wrong turn and starts going into the drugs and the alcohol, our first thoughts aren't change our passwords.
Okay, so I'll be totally honest with you. Yeah. My youngest daughter is a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Trust me. She's sober now. She just got her 7-month NA chip.
Congratulations. That's a hard feat. That's a hard feat. The first
Yeah.
year is
Well, look, it was a harder feat on me. I mean, the shit that she's pulled on me and her dad are
and it's hard that you really, for this time, you really can't bring it up. You can't really do anything to rock the boat, and you
I
still
don't
have all
want to
that
do
resentment
anything.
and animosity toward the actions. I get it.
Well, the only thing I did is I will never send her money.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem, like, if I go, she lives in Melbourne, driving down to Melbourne to visit with her for a day or two, and buying her some groceries or whatnot. And the other thing that I put in place that has now worked for over 2 years is she's not allowed to be in my condos.
Yeah, probably a smart decision. I mean, you gotta, when you deal with kids, you want, especially kids that are coming with baggage like drug problems and stuff like that, you want to love them, but you have to have your healthy boundaries. And that there's, I mean, until they get some significant time under their belt, they're one bad decision away from relapse. And it's a horrible thought to have, especially when they're doing so well. But it's the reality. I mean, I can't tell you, whenever I was getting sober and I was in a sober living environment, the number of people that relapsed and lost their life. And
yeah, she just moved out of, it's called the Glass House,
mm-hmm.
which is a sober living environment. She was there for over 6 months, and she just moved out with a girlfriend of hers, but she's doing well. Mm-hmm. Like, I can tell just by talking to her. Well, actually, let me back up. I can tell because she calls me. Because
right.
It's not even that she talks to me. She actually picks up her phone and calls me.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there were a couple
People
of years.
Don't understand that. Like, you're so out there. I mean, H wasn't my cup of tea personally, but I still identify with the behavior, and you're so far out there, you forget about the little things like family and friends. And
oh my gosh, I mean, I can remember one time her boyfriend, I said, "Hey, Mo, come here, I want to talk to you a minute." And the guy she was with, who was probably a huge catalyst in
mm-hmm.
in her staying on drugs as long as she did, he told her clearly, "Do not talk to your mother." And you know what? She did not come in my office to talk to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to, one person, and this resonated in my brain, told me, "Kat, you're loving her to death."
Yeah.
And I was.
Yeah. You gotta let them fall. That was probably the hardest thing my parents had to watch me do is, I mean, granted, my rock bottom was a lot different than other people's rock bottoms, because I've seen other people's rock bottoms and I'm thankful I never went there. But my rock bottom was my rock bottom, and it was, facing losing my home and being broke after having hundreds of thousands of dollars in my bank account in a matter of 6 months. That was my bottom. I didn't need to be thrown out on the street. I didn't need to be out there walking. I didn't need to do any of that, because my bottom was almost losing everything I had.
Well, I'm going to tell you
so much.
even the guy she was seeing, he went into a different rehab program, and he left that rehab program about 4 months after he started it. And it was actually a program. It's called Walkabout Recovery. Mm-hmm. And it's actually a 9 to 12 month program. So he shouldn't have left when he did. Mm-hmm. And he actually came and saw Morgan at a restaurant. And I'm thinking, oh my God, no. The next day, she got a call that he had passed away.
Yeah. It's a sad reality, and it happens.
It is. But I really think it was kind of maybe really a wake-up call for her too.
Good. Sometimes that's what they need. Sometimes that could have been her rock bottom. I mean, rock bottom doesn't mean you have to be living on Skid Row. I mean, rock bottom's really a decision for everybody. It's
different for everybody. And I told her, she's like, "Mom, I mean, she'd cry. I don't know why David died." And blah. I said, "Well, the only thing I can say, the way I'm looking at it, is David died to save your life.
Mhm.
Because if he would still be alive, the two of you would be using.
Yeah. And that's a good way of doing it. I always say, we always try to find the positive in the horribleness. Like even with Summer Wells, I always try to I don't like her being in, her disappearance or whatever may happen to that little girl be in vain. I keep constantly reminding my audience that, she saved her brothers. If it wasn't for her brothers would not be out of that mess and would not be able to have some semblance of normalcy in their life. So it's always good to turn, something very horrific into something positive, and that's what you did. And I think I commend you for that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and I'm getting something that just beeped something very loud on my phone. Must have been some kind of an alert.
It probably is. If you're in Orlando, you're probably hearing that the position of the hurricane has changed. We're all going to flood. We're dying.
Oh my God.
Help! SOS Florida. No.
Well, let me tell you, pretty soon I'll be able to sell my condo as oceanfront.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go.
Listen, I'm going to let you go because I still have to clean off my balcony, and I'm
not touching anything. If the garbage can blows away, I'll drive the car around the neighborhood to find the garbage cans. I am over this hurricane. Like, I am ready. Like, bring it on, Ian. Bring it on. We're ready.
I'm going to tell you, I have a fountain, a ceramic fountain that my oldest daughter and her husband bought for me from a wonderful, you may know what this place is, from Pike's Nursery. They have
Pikes, possibly, because I'm all over the state of Florida. I've had to.
Well, no, it's in Georgia.
Oh, it's in Georgia.
Yes.
Well, then you probably have a 50-50 chance.
Oh my gosh.
I
love it's like a landscape store. I'm in heaven when I go into a Pike's. Anyway, they bought me this for Christmas of several years back. So I'm definitely going to bring it in case the winds get kind of.
Oh yeah, anything breakable. It's just like I'm at this point. This is my first year. Well, I'm going on the second year, the true second year. But that I've been, handling everything, keeping the fort down here all by myself with the yard and everything. I got to tell you, I'm failing miserably, but that's okay. That really is okay. Bless my neighbors for having patience with Bullhorn Betty, but they know that I didn't do any of this stuff. Like my system is really being shocked. I'm working all day and having to take care of the outside of this house in this Florida heat. OMG. Like, I'm ready to start dating a landscaper. Like that's where we're at.
Oh, that's bad. That is bad.
Probably stop. They're going to clip that. It's going to be awful. We already know we're about to have a laugh off of Bullhorn Betty's back yet again.
I'll send a landscaper your way.
Yeah. Make sure he's cute. He's stable. Doesn't come with a lot of baggage. Maybe a couple of restraining orders light. Something like that.
No legal rap sheet. and not from Truckee, right?
There you go.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for letting me on. And hey, girl, stay safe.
Will do.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was fun having Kat on here. If you guys want to come up, I don't think I pinned the pinned the invite. I apologize, and I'm probably not going to because it requires me to make another step over to a different screen to pin it, because StreamYard doesn't allow you to do everything that YouTube Studio allows you to do. So I'm bouncing between two different programs at the moment. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, and very knowledgeable, especially about this gal. This gal it's this Debbie Collier. Weird case, but just on the surface, as you guys just watched, this was not a deep dive, sophisticated research effort on the part of Bullhorn Betty or anything like that. But they're saying we need 250. We have over 500 people in this chat. At least half of you guys got to like Bullhorn Betty. At least half of you guys. If you have not gone out and given me a thumbs up, please do so. Because I take a lot of shit being here on YouTube, and I should at least get a thumbs up from you guys. I just want to be honest with you. I take a lot of shit. This is the pity thumbs up. I don't even care. If you haters are watching me, I deserve pity thumbs. Okay, give me a thumbs up. I'm just kidding. So at any rate, that's really it. I don't foresee anything. Well, I shouldn't say I don't foresee anything bad happening, but a little late for that. I mean, but I don't foresee this storm blowing me completely away. It's definitely going to get nasty, no matter where if it hits anywhere on this side, on the Tampa side of the coast of Florida, anywhere up and down there, we're all going to feel it. We're all going to feel it because those bands are no joke. Those bands have a lot of weight, a lot of force, a lot of pressure. So no matter where this storm lands, the people here on the west coast of Florida are feeling it, no matter where. Because if you guys look at these storms, the bands off of them cover the state. So there's like, no matter where it hits, that's what I try to tell people. No matter where it hits, we're getting hit. I mean, we're all getting hit. It just may take a little longer for the bands to get to where it needs to go. But if it's hitting Florida, Florida's getting hit. It's not, I mean, they may have concentrated areas, but we're all going to be taking something. It's not going to be a treat for any person. I remember one year we were here, not a direct hit from here. Okay. And we're talking about Irma still. Irma, remember I told you the ex left and got a direct hit? He was stuck there for 3 days. It was the best time of my life. I'm serious. Like, he was there. He couldn't leave. He was stuck. I'm here with the dogs watching TV, enjoying the AC, because I linked. That's what I ended up having to do. I linked the phone up to because my TV is all internet. So I linked the phone up. So I had internet. My internet was down, but I was able to still watch TV. I was still able to do what I needed to do. He's stuck out there. No power, no running water, 3 days. Man stunk to high heaven. But hey, that's what he gets. But anyways, so I'm chilling here. I'm chilling here, and I have a funny feeling no matter where I go, I'm gonna get hit. It's like, I might as well be here in the comfort of my home. Like, if I have to die, right? If I have to die tomorrow, where would I want to die? And it's definitely not on I-75. I'm sorry, I just don't want to be on I-75 in the equinox. I don't want that to be my final resting place. Like, I would much rather my bed or me being slung somewhere in this house from the wind would be a better resting place. Hopefully I land on a bed, but it'd be a better resting place for a final resting place than I should stop. I'm not dying, folks. I'm not dying. It's just a hurricane. Make sure you have all your devices charged ahead of time. I do. And it sucks because I live with an external battery. I take an external battery with me literally everywhere. Everywhere I bring my phone, an external battery is in tow because I'm always using my phone. My phone's always dying. It's always dying at the wrong spot. If I have my battery on me, no matter what, whether it's my vape machine, not charged or this, I have the external battery. Well, soda spilt on the external battery. And while it looks like it wants to work, it doesn't anymore. So it'll power on and charge for about, I say 30 seconds before it powers off. So the external battery is shot. So I got to get another external battery. Otherwise, I would have everything charged up and it would stay charged up. But I'm not really worried about the power because I know I have the generator. No matter what, I will have an energy source to power up all of my electronics and hopefully the refrigerator, at least one of them. I got 3 refrigerators here. Don't ask me. I need to unplug them. Like, I think the one outside, I don't even think it has anything in it. I could be wrong. I'm paying for a refrigerator outside of this house because I used to hang out there and, used to have the pool out there and everything like that. So having the beer and the sodas in an outside refrigerator where you could easily get it without having to come into the house and mess up the house with muddy feet, So I'm paying for that I don't use. What's up, Mama Bullhorn? What's shaking bacon?
Hey, babe. This is your mother.
I never thought in a million years that you could be my mother.
Well,
I haven't seen that side of you in a while.
When you come over here next time, I'll have the fly swatter ready. Oh, I am so tired of waiting for this darn storm, and
it's exhausting.
Your stepdad just came in and told me it turned south. Your oldest sister.
It looks like it's going to hit Venice.
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Your sister was evacuated. They're heading to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, she's going further south?
No, she's going straight across.
Oh, she's going to the East Coast, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last time she went to, to Georgia?
Yeah.
Must be nice.
But
Sissy, it's a hurricane. She just picks up and goes. She's like, nope, not me.
And your baby sister keeps calling me to tell me what the weatherman says.
Don't worry, I've got friends like that too. They just keep pelting you with the information. So by the time you're done, like I was secure. I was like, you know me, Mom. I don't fuss over these hurricanes. I don't board up the house. I ride it out. I don't leave the home. You know, if I'm out on work and I'm out of state, that's one thing. But if I'm home and it's a hurricane, where's my ass? I mean, how many times have you told me to come over? Probably 1,000,001. You know, I stay where I stay. And I'm telling you, this one, my friends have got me nervous, especially when it was heading right for Sarasota, Manatee County. You know, my butt was puckering up a little bit. I got to be honest with you. I was clenching the butt cheeks over here.
Well, your sister was driving through your oldest sister was driving through a terrible storm heading to Fort Lauderdale. And then your baby sister was calling me from Louisiana, telling me what the weather guy said. And they both lambasted me because we hadn't boarded up yet. Well, it hadn't even started raining yet. We're now boarded up. I spent all morning. The thing about having a beautiful patio and pool is when you have a hurricane, you got to move all that stuff. I mean, the hanging baskets, the plants.
You know, you wouldn't like me as a neighbor, Mom. I'm telling you, because I ain't boarding up crap. Like, you know what I went out there and did? I put my chairs down. Make sure they didn't blow away. That's it.
Well,
I figured, you know, if the garbage cans blow away, they're empty because had them emptied. If they blow away, I'll just drive around with the car, find my number, pick it up, bring it on home.
But you know what? My neighbor, he goes out, he takes his flagpole down, his 30-foot flagpole, lays it on the ground, but he still has his stake lights all the way around his pool.
Things that we need to survive a hurricane.
His solar lights are on 3-foot stakes, and they're still.
I would be suffering right now if it wasn't for a cheap bottle of vodka being in the or in the kitchen. I don't even drink vodka, but it's there, and I happen to have pineapple juice. I'm like, pineapple juice, vodka. We'll get through this hurricane.
Anyways, I just wanted to tell you that
I need to board up my house.
If the creek doesn't rise, you're welcome here.
I know.
We've got an extra bedroom.
Just for everybody's recollection, this is 1,000,002 times she's now asked me to come to her house because she is terrified that I'm going to blow away.
No, I'm worried about the street flooding on your side of town.
Oh.
And we're in the highest zone. We're in the C area, zone C. We're high and dry. It's the people down. Oh, I feel bad for the
I'm pretty high and dry.
Upper Manatee
I mean, I'm a quarter mile from the water.
Lakewood Ranch, all those people. Yeah. And God bless your aunt in Mayaca. She lives right on the river.
Out to me. I told her thanks. She's blessing that we're all safe and all that other stuff. So I said thanks, but I didn't even check on her to see if she's okay mentally. So maybe reach out to Aunt Angela and tell her we love her. We're thinking of her.
Well, I heard from Aunt Susan, and she's hunkered down. But her husband's a builder, and
great. If my house blows away, I may need their services. They come free of charge. You get a super family discount over here.
Well, he's in Jacksonville helping out with a job in Jacksonville, and I'm going, oh my God, that's where the hurricane's headed. But no,
it was once. I don't think it is anymore. I think we're going to be hitting. I still believe that the old tale, the legend of the Indian prayer over our area, because we've never really been hit with a direct hit. I mean, they've come over and up above us, and we've had the bands, and it's been pretty nasty out there. But the actual direct hit, we've never experienced here.
Yeah, we have. Donna, 1960.
Well, you saying Donna, but no, I don't think it came into Manatee County the way Manatee County is set up. If I recall correctly, it came up through Sarasota.
Well,
Possibly,
I
possibly.
lived
I can't
on,
remember the
at the
details now.
time, we lived on the Mayaca River. So it kind of blended with Sarasota and Manatee County. It was like,
Right.
you know, but
We've never had a hurricane come like make landfall on Anna Maria Island or Holmes Beach, or have we? I mean, I know we went through Andrew in '92, but that still wasn't a direct hit. That was
no.
just
And
horrible
we
bands.
had
It was just a
Charlie,
massive storm.
second-handed. We had Charlie. Dorian was second-handed. Yeah, we have not had a direct hit.
Yeah. Irma flooded. I mean, that's the one thing we had here in Manatee County that was really
Yeah,
bad.
the flooding.
Is the
Yeah.
flooding, and we had a couple of the trees that uprooted, a few of them that grew up under the homes and uplifted the homes.
Back to back, we had in 1 year, within a month of each other,
Yeah.
we had Charlie and Dorian. And that's when Arcadia completely was underwater. They were devastated because Charlie practically devastated Arcadia and the central part of the state. But, and then Dorian hit, and all the people on the Peace River, Bradenton River were all underwater that year.
Yeah.
Yipper. Thank God we all were here before the interstate and we knew the back roads. I was given
But you have children, and the children don't learn. We forget about those back roads. We have to ride with mom and dad to learn them.
I'm telling you, I worked for a Fortune 100 company at the time, and they called me to come in because I lived just a hop, skip, and a jump from where the office was. Huge corporation. I won't name it. But I ended up, we had all the truck drivers that were marooned in the building. So me and my friend, we went into the test kitchen, and we went into the walk-in cooler and the walk-in freezer, and we pulled out everything: lobster, crab, shrimp, steaks. We fed those drivers. We had to do what we had to do.
Right. So, Ma, can I ask you a private question?
What?
On a public place called YouTube.
What?
How does it make you feel knowing that you are the mother of the most dangerous woman on the streets of YouTube?
Oh my God. I thought I was the most dangerous woman.
You're definitely a mama bear.
Me and my Louisville slugger.
Don't let that sweet voice fool you. I mean, you see my mom in person. Don't let that sweet face fool you.
Oh, Lord, no.
She's a gun packing, ranch woman.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Mama Bullhorn.
Yeah, my daddy taught us how to shoot with a .22 in the orange grove, and we had to pick oranges out of the trees with the gun. And I think out of the three of us, I was the best because I won 2 turkey shoots.
Hey, I think I used to shoot a gun pretty good too. I mean, I was hitting those cans, at a young age.
Yep. That's how your dad and I met. Your father and I met.
Watermelon was pretty interesting.
Your father and I, that's how we got started. I shot him in the ass with a BB gun.
My mom shot my dad, and the story unfolds.
I was dared. I'm sorry. Somebody dared me, and I did it.
Oh, you know what that was? Mama Bullhorn loved Papa Bullhorn. Look at that. She it was the opposite. Instead of the boy going and pulling the pigtails, the girl goes and shoots him in the butt with a BB gun. Hey, do you see me now?
Exactly.
Do you see me now?
I hit what I aimed at.
I don't know if it was the best. No, it's just stop. You did have me. I mean,
those were back in the days. That was back when we had land and we could run and play.
Yeah. Damn developers.
I
bastards.
know. Oh well.
Rat
Anyway,
bastards.
anyways, I just wanted to
Stealing
call.
all the county's money. Buying all the politicians. Damn bastards. No, I'm just joking.
The Collins, that's her last name, right? Debbie
Yeah, it was Debbie Collins. Debbie
Uh-huh.
Collins. Yeah.
Michelle Walks. Michelle After Dark did a short thing on her Michelle Walks channel about it. But
What is up with all these damn kids, even grown ones, killing their parents? Like, what is up with that?
I know. I if you see my message, I said the dead giveaway would be the phone pings where she used her mother's phone to text herself and then use her mother's phone to send the money.
These people aren't clever. They're going to get this. I mean, this is just, this stinks to high heaven. I don't know, and you got people that are on drugs. They're not thinking clearly. They made 1,000 mistakes. I guarantee it. 1,000 mistakes. And people are always saying, even with the Kiely, Rodni, and the Summer Wells case, well, if they were guilty, they would be arrested by now. No, it doesn't quite work that way. If you kind of get your hand caught in the cookie jar, yeah, you're probably going to do a trip down to jail. But if you make those detectives have to work to put you there, trust me, they're going to let you sit out. They're going to let you get nice and comfortable while they build the case against you, and then boom, you're done. You're toast. And so that's kind of what it is. It's not that these people are not guilty. They're building the case. Because once they arrest, people don't realize the clock starts. Once that arrest is made, that clock starts. They have 180 days to get that case to trial, or it's thrown out.
I'm going to tell you something. I think I'm right, and I think you're right. Don Wells is a career criminal, a lifetime career criminal.
Absolutely.
He knows,
That's all he knows.
Everything about how to hide something. And I'm telling you, that day at the pond and the baby in the back seat and the drinking and the probably pot that Candace was smoking.
Oh, I'm sure there was heavier stuff than that.
She went in, took a nap. Now, Granda says she took a nap. She's taken the blow. I think Candy.
They probably both did. Remember, Grandma just came back from the doctor. She was there for knee problems. When you have old people at the doctors, they're going to be handing them pills right and left because they don't consider them the stereotyped addicts. They just hand them out like candy.
JLR even found out she was given Lortab at the hospital and oxycodone.
Mix some Lortab with some alcohol and some marijuana. How good you're doing.
They left that baby in the hot car. That's what they did. They left that baby in the hot car.
Yeah. And they were running around. That day they did that video. They were running around somewhere. They were up to no good. I'm wondering if they were scoring something. If that's what the whole thing was, and they took her with her to go to the man's house to get their stuff, whatever that may be. But they were in that van, and they weren't. They had the milk, and they're trying to imply, but that milk looked old, like not old, but it had been there for a minute. It wasn't just put in there like a half hour before. I mean, there was no condensation on that milk whatsoever.
Well, the very first time I saw that picture, I blew it up and I saw her cuticles. And, with my medical background, I said, she's cyanotic. She is cyanotic. I was convinced it was a dry drowning, but there was something wrong with that child in the back seat.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, well, she wasn't dead. Her skin wasn't sagging and stuff like that. Like they had, I do like that Coffindoffer lady, Jennifer Coffindoffer, the retired FBI agent. Her and I have had some correspondence between each other. And, I don't know if it was her or some other person, but Duty Ron brought up some person he's worked with in the past. And they were talking about if she had really been passed out, her skin would be sagging because there's no muscle holding it up.
No,
It's all
no,
dead.
not
But
if you.
we never said that she was dead in that photo. At least
No.
for me,
No,
you know,
she was
she looked like she was in the
cyanotic.
process.
Yes, cyanotic means you're not getting enough oxygen. It doesn't mean you're dead. It means you can't take in enough oxygen to reach the extremities. So that's why your toenails and your lips all turn blue. She was not dead. And quite frankly, a dead person doesn't relax that way right away
All right.
because their nerves. It takes a few minutes for everything to shut down.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Well, people said that it might have been that she had purple nail polish on her nails at some point. That is,
No.
that wasn't. And I would think that if the purple nail polish was still sticking to the nail, then yes. But if that purple nail polish was fully removed from the nail, and we're trying to imply that it only caught up near the cuticle, I'm not sure if I agree with that either.
Well, Chris McDonough had someone on one night, and they said, well, it could be the mud. You know how you walk in mud and it dyes your nails and it dyes your toenails. And they said it could be from her swimming around in that muck.
So we did that. We went in that muck. When I came out, my cuticles were clean.
But, you know, you think about that. That's a runoff from a horse farm.
It stunk to high heaven. We had to bleach our bodies when we got out of there. It was disgusting. No little kid should swim in that. And think about kids. They're not thinking. They're putting that water in their mouth. It was disgusting.
That's terrible.
I mean, anyway. We had, it was several people out there too. I think Tammy might be in here. I don't know. Tammy, her sister. And I'm telling you, you didn't smell it until you stepped in it. When you stepped in it and those leaves started, you know, kicking up from the bottom of that smell. Not as bad as Brian Laundry, but it was pretty rank.
You're talking to a gal that lived her whole life on the Myakka River. You don't know what I know about the damn runoff.
I don't want to either. Keep that.
The runoff from that the cows. Did I ever tell you about me getting lost one day?
Nope, but you watched me get lost several times.
I got lost. I got my fanny whipped. I decided I was going to go. There was a homestead, the original, your great-grandparents' original homestead on the Myakka River. And it was called Bicycle Bridge. And I don't know where that came from. But anyways, I decided I was going to walk back there. And it's about a 3-mile walk on the river. I was going to go by myself. And I couldn't have been more than 6 years old. And I decided I'd go back there. Well, the cows, those cows that my grandpa had were real cracker cows, cracker cattle. And they were wild. They weren't like our pet mini cow. And they scared the bejeebers out of me. But I got lost back there. But if anybody knows and has been raised on a cow ranch, there's deep ruts that the
cows... Not too many people are going to have this experience because, again, let me say it again. If I didn't say it loud enough, it's called developers. Oh,
well, if you're on a cow in a cow farm or a cow ranch, cows follow the same track, and it's like a foot deep sometimes that they follow the cow trail. And I decided it was like almost sundown. I decided to follow the cow trails because I knew they had to go eat. So I followed the cow trails back to Granny and Grandpa's, your great grandparents' house. I got my proverbial asterisk whipped with a
Mama
switch.
Bullhorn, just the rebel without a cause. She's going platinum. What?
Oh, I got lots
Mama
of stories.
Bullhorn bad?
One of these days. One of these days.
These are we're not. These are the stories us children don't get to hear when we're growing up, right? They make sure that they wait until we're over the age of 18 before they start telling us how horrible they were. That's when we start connecting with the parents.
That was the worst I've done. No.
Oh, come on. We heard about Lover's Lane.
You're.
No, girlfriend.
Let me tell you this story. Your Aunt Susan was so mean to me and your Aunt Angela. She, I always thought she would sit and plot her next move. Well, your granny and grandpa always had a big garden. Or your great grandparents always had a big garden. And in the summertime, when we got hungry, we'd just go out there and pick the cherry tomatoes or pull up the baby carrots and go wash them off and eat them. Well, my granny told me, now, if I see you down there in that garden pulling up baby radishes and carrots again, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to whip your little butts. So my sister Susan, let's back up. All the surrounding.
I can foresee this is going to be a liberating moment for my mother where she lets a childhood trauma air on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Everybody sit back,
so my
grab
sister
your popcorn.
Susan,
entertainment is about to start.
My sister Susan said, I want some baby carrots. Go get them. Mm-hmm. And I go, all right. So I go down to the bottom of the garden because in those days, the old people had a pattern in which they planted because they knew if you planted peppers next to tomatoes, the tomatoes would do better. If you plant onions next to the other rooted vegetables, they do. Believe me, they had it figured out. But anyway,
you raised me, you citified me. Like
I went down and I was pulling up baby radishes and carrots, and I looked up. I wasn't even in elementary school yet. I was like 5. And I look up and I see my grandpa, your great grandpa, and my granny, your great granny. She was standing behind him. He had a single barrel shotgun aimed right at me. Let me go back. All the surrounding ranchers and farmers had lost hogs and hog dogs. Even Didi and Bo had lost 2 dogs. It was a panther. It was a big panther. He killed all the dogs and killed some pigs. And he was coming up to kill Granny's chickens. And I'm squatting down. Well, the good thing is, in those days, Granny and Grandpa surrounded their garden with...
When you say squatting down, I have to say, when you're hanging around me and Marissa's group, squatting down means something totally different.
No. I was squatted down to pull the radishes and carrots. But my Granny and Grandpa put hog wire around their garden. It not only had barbed wire to keep the cows out, it had hog wire to keep other animals out. So I was squatted down at the end of the row next to the fence. And my grandpa says, don't move. And I looked up and he's aiming his 6-foot single barrel shotgun at me. It felt like it was 12 feet long. And my granny was standing behind him with her apron on with both hands on his back because that gun kicked probably. And she was holding him back, holding his back, bracing him. And he says, get down on the ground. And then he shot, but he shot high.
Right.
He didn't kill the panther.
What did he hit, a bear?
It was a panther.
Panther. Oh.
It was I heard something that behind me that goes, and I didn't think anything about it. But he was less than 3. The only thing between me and him was hog wire and barbed wire fence.
Well, thank goodness for your grandpa.
But I have that vision permanently imprinted in my brain of my grandpa pointing at
I'd have probably been peeing my britches.
You know what I thought? Because I was like,
I wouldn't. I'd be twirling my gun out and saying, Betty, put it down, Grandpa.
No, I thought what Granny said was true when she said, if I catch you down in my garden again, I'm gonna half kill you and then I'm gonna whip your butt.
And you got a shotgun.
I
pointed at
thought
you.
that it was for me. And that was all my sister's fault. And if you remember,
Quit blaming it on her. You made your own decision. You knew you weren't supposed to be down there in that garden, and you did it anyways. Quit blaming it on your sister.
But they were some of the best cherry tomatoes you could ever eat.
And there you have it, folks, right there. All for the cherry tomatoes.
I've got a lot more stories like that.
I know. I've been listening to them for 43 years.
Well, I've had my hurricane chuckle. That's about all I have to say.
Well, apparently everybody else in the chat had their hurricane chuckle as well. They apparently enjoy this. So,
Well, I was raised very country, but I grew up very cityfied.
I know. I call myself a citified redneck. We're a perfect complement of everything.
Well, you know how to do everything. So do I.
Oh, thank you, Mom. I mean, my head's not big enough, but let's blow it up
But
just a little bit
literally,
bigger.
between me and your daddy, we taught you everything.
Yeah, that is true. That I remember back in the day, even despite, I mean, we have to say, despite the childhood, we did have, there was great times in life. And one of those things was learning a lot from my parents. And, with my father, he pretty much taught me how to change brakes, how to build a building, how to wire a building, how to put plumbing in a building. Like, he taught me all the things. And I remember what he used to always say. And I don't know if it was because he felt bad on how he treated you or what, but he always said he wanted to make sure I never depended on a man.
Exactly.
Because you were very dependent on my father at one point.
Yeah, but my daddy said the same thing. He taught me how to change the batteries, change tires, change this, change that on a car.
But did he teach you how to build a building, Mom? Come on. Did he teach you how to? I can go out here with a couple scrap pieces of wood and I have a house by the end of the day. Can he teach you that? Did he teach you that?
No, but I learned how to rope a cow and hog tie a hog.
Those are things I never learned from my father. So they're okay.
I learned how to skin up.
There's only a few things I'd like to hog tie, and I don't think. Well, I guess they could be considered an animal.
I was the best looking electrician in Manatee County in 1982.
Yeah.
I had a reason to be in every man's bedroom.
The question is, did you have your boots under another man's bed?
No. I had my ladder over his bed.
Yeah, no boots under the bed, just the ladder over the bed.
No boots under the bed. I had my ladder up over his bed. But
I could really run with that all day long, Mom. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to bid you adieu and say God bless you. I'm going to try to undo any kind of imaginary stuff that went in my brain.
Oh, I got a message. Guess what? I got a message from your baby sister's hometown about the hurricane.
Oh, we're going USA wide, man. Hurricane Ian is no joke.
I'm telling you, she's got me on the list. She's to be hammered with information.
I gotcha. There's a lot of people on my list too, but I guess it could be perceived as a hurricane. We'll see.
All right, baby. I love you.
All right. Love you too, Mom.
Oh,
take care.
Hey.
Oh, be safe. God bless. I'm over the bridge, so I'm probably going to be blocked at some point. So be safe. Ride it out. You do you. I will be alive. I will survive alive.
I have one thing to say to everyone. No matter how bad it gets, always try to find humor in something and have a chuckle.
Yep. And that is a requirement. Miss Mama Bullhorn is telling you guys what to do. You need to follow instructions. She does have the paddle. Trust me, paddles work in this school.
I had plenty of them.
School of Hard Knocks.
They were called the paint stick.
Right. All right,
Mama's ruler.
Don't let Ian get you down. We're going to go wah. We're going to kick Ian's ass.
All right, baby. I love you.
Right. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Love Mama Bullhorn. Who doesn't love Mama Bullhorn? You know, everybody loves hearing a little bit about Bullhorn Betty and Bullhorn Betty's life. No other place to get it than Mama Bullhorn, right? Trust me, she doesn't hold back much. She doesn't ask. I can tell you when she does say private information on here, she damn sure doesn't ask me if she's allowed to say it before she says it. I'm just saying. Just saying. So you never know what you're going to get with Mama Bullhorn. My face may turn bright red like a cherry tomato that she's stealing out of her grandma's garden, right? What are moms for? Anyways, let me go ahead and put this up here. So if you guys have anything to say, we're just kind of keeping it light tonight. Not a whole heck of a lot going on. You know, we're just embracing, at least for me, I'm bored home because I'm embracing for this storm to come. Like, I'm ready for it to be here. I'm ready to get it over with. You know, I'm ready to see how the house handles it. If I'm going to have to replace some windows, I'm going to have to replace the roof. If I'm going to have to replace Bullhorn Betty, you know, we don't know. All I know is if anything happens, just look up, right? If the tornado gets me and you guys are on searching for Bullhorn Betty, look up because most likely I'm hung in a tree somewhere. Just look up. Just look up. Don't look down. Look up. I'm up there. Amy, been a while. Been a while, my friend. Oh, it's going to take a second. Sorry, I hit you too soon. You go ahead and turn your camera off. Okay, I'm about to turn you back on. Give me a second. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and pull you in. Are you good?
Oh, sorry, I look like a wreck.
You have to turn me down in the background.
And then I'll get my earbuds.
Okay. Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Just give me a chance.
Yeah.
Just I'm getting your earbuds. Don't let me go. Don't let go of me.
Yeah. I'm letting go. You're gone. No, I'm just we haven't heard from you in a while.
Now, you hear me now? Just a minute.
Okay.
I had to untangle my earbud things because they were a mess. I just wanted to call in and tell you thank you because a few weeks ago when we took the kids, took my daughter and my twin sister took her son, and we all went to Washington D.C. in the heat of August, and I got a terrible sunburn, and I did your hot shower trick. And it was the worst. It was the worst thing. I'm being funny. The best thing that I could have ever done. It
hurts when you're dealing with it, but
my sunburn. Nothing. No, it didn't hurt. No. It really, because like usually the next day, like if I if I didn't put anything on it that night, and it worked, and the next day it was like it wasn't even there.
Told you.
And I tell you because it worked.
I learned that a long time ago.
That was a miraculous thing.
I know. People don't believe it. I'm telling you, I don't know if doctors will approve, but if you have a sunburn and don't want to feel the pain the next day, you get in that shower and you get it as hot as you possibly can. I did. It pulls that burn right out. You may peel, but I'm telling you, the repercussions.
And the best thing, I was at the hotel and I didn't have to worry about trying to take a short shower to save money for my gas bill. You know what I mean? So that was the best thing I ran that shower for a long time. And then, to go back to the whole thing with the Disney, you were talking about Disney before. I was reading an article now because it's so expensive. You know what people were doing? Talking about true crime. People were sneaking little kids in with their strollers. Did you know that they were catching them doing that because it's so expensive now? Yeah. Like I wouldn't even want to go now. It's like even with the fast pass, you can't. I'm not from New Jersey. I'm not from Florida, and so I couldn't even get one of those special passes. But I don't think it's worth it for families now because of this whole economy.
Expensive. I mean, only people, eventually it's going to be to the point where only the people of the upper echelons, however they say it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's nobody going to be even going there because nobody can afford to go.
It's ridiculous, but I just thought it was outrageous that that people have to do that. That not that they should do that and break the law, which is not right to steal things, but
Right.
still, but with the food, with even, as I said, the fast pass, you're still waiting too long, and it's ridiculous. And like and you was talking about Epcot, little kids don't want to go to Epcot; they want to go on
Right.
rides.
No. That's why I specifically said
So
that.
you know what, we need to bring back mom and pops, like privately owned businesses that will, like, I don't even want to go to any chains. I don't even want to go to Walmart anymore. I just want to bring back these small places.
I had the best time whenever I was down there. I went to Fun Spot. It had little roller coasters. It had little bumper cars. Like I was able to enjoy my afternoon and had fun and didn't have to wait in this ridiculously long line.
It's outrageous. I agree. No, I totally agree with that. But that's all I had to come on. I had to just say kudos. I'm telling people about your remedy, because I just said, oh my God, I got to tell you about the remedy. And that was the best advice. But I'm just, that's it. I want to stay safe.
Did not take Bullhorn Betty's advice, and she suffered. I was like, hey, I'm doing good. I'm good in the neighborhood.
But I took it. It was awesome. All right. You have a good night. Stay well. Okay. Bye-bye.
So for all those that are just coming in that want to know what in the world is Amy talking about. So there was Susanna in the chat, and guidance for that matter. We were doing this whole thing with Doug Live, going to his courthouse. We missed the thing. I went to the wrong courthouse. It was a debacle, whatever. But Suzanne came into town. And so it just happened to correspond with the time my mom had the beach house. So we all went out to lunch and then went out to the beach house to hang out at the beach. Well, Susanna and her son were out there. We all got sunburned. I mean, we were out there for, I don't know, several hours. And any skin, I don't care how dark you are, how light you are, any skin that's out in the sun for hours is going to be burnt. And so I came on here and I was talking about, we had just came back. She went to her thing. We did a live here. She was suffering. She's talking about getting aloe and stuff like that. And I told her my remedy. And my remedy is, and this is an old farmer's remedy because, again, my family comes from Florida. We've had many generations here. We've had much farming and techniques and stuff like that. And I was taught a long time ago, if you have a sunburn, you get into a hot shower, the hottest shower that you can possibly handle. You get into it. You face everything. Anything that's sunburned, you put it under that hot water. There's something about the hot water that draws literally the pain. It doesn't take away the color, but it takes away that sunburn pain. When as soon as somebody touches, like, ow, 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 right? Really tender, sensitive. It does. I don't know what it is, but it works. It works. So if you guys get a sunburn, take a scalding hot shower. You will be thankful the next day. Now, I've been told, I have not been shown the receipts, by the way. We're going to be factual on the Bullhorn Betty channel. I'm sure Amy's ready to go with her Google. But I've heard that it pushes the burn deeper into the tissue. So everybody knows the what I've heard. I have not been able to corroborate that information. All I know is it works. I don't know how, it just works. So if I have done nothing for you, I just told you how to get rid of a sunburn pain, right? No need to be a pain in the ass, right? Let's solve it. Solve it before it began. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I mean, I'll hang out with you guys, but you guys need to come up on panel and chit chat. And then if not, I'm just going to power down because I've already been on for about an hour and a half. And, just kind of having fun. Like I said, I'm bored. I'm just sitting here literally twiddling my thumbs because all my stuff is unplugged. And I'm looking at walls. I'm looking at walls right now. So I'd rather be online than... But I don't want to aimlessly be talking either. I don't really want to go over a whole lot. I mean, we can go over cases, but I don't really have anything new to add. I don't have any groundbreaking information. We don't have a Jane Doe number 3 or a John Doe number 1. We don't have that yet. Magic recipe. So somebody's giving us a magic recipe of coconut oil, aloe vera, ACV. I think that's aloe vera. No, that's aloe vera. What's ACV? I don't know what ACV is. lavender oil and peppermint oil. And she says to combine those. And but I don't know what the ACV is. That's also something that you can put on on your skin. But I don't know if I'll ever stop using the remedy of a hot shower because I know it works. And once you know something works and it works, I guarantee next time Amy gets a sunburn, she's not going to be thinking what kind of aloe she can put on her back. She's going to be figuring out where's the nearest hot shower. Once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. And once you realize it works, it's kind of hard to say, oh, I'm going to slap some aloe on my my sunburn so I can be in pain tomorrow, as opposed to let me go to get in a hot shower. Medic, go ahead and show me your face and I'll bring you on up. Okay, thank you. And go ahead, and if I'm turned on in the background, make sure you turn me off in the background. Well, hello, Medic. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're going to tell me I shouldn't be taking hot showers?
No, I just wanted to say for sunburns, I used Nivea cream.
Mhm.
And I've been sunburned in Florida and Hawaii.
I'd like to get sunburned in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Any takers? Take Bullhorn Betty with you. Hawaii.
Yeah, I got to go for my niece's present, and I got to go with her.
Oh, nice.
My aunt took us.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
You know, I heard that Hawaii, where are you from? Like, are you are you by water or anything like that?
No, I'm from Pennsylvania.
Okay, well, here in Florida, we have almost this white sugar sand. Like, it's just, I can't explain it. It's this fine, they almost call it, I think they call it quartz sand. It's this fine, it looks like granules of sugar, and it's about as white as sugar. But I heard that Hawaii, like, I'm so used to that white sugar sand, that when I saw Hawaii sand, it was like large, like, I don't know, like large particles as opposed to fine, like salt, sugary particles. And it was like brown and black.
Well, they do have a black beach in Hawaii.
Yeah.
On one of the islands.
Gotcha. See, I didn't know that. That would be what, from the volcanoes?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I forget what island that is because my brother went there. Mm-hmm. They were at the Black Beach.
Yeah.
But we were at Oahu.
Okay. I think my mom, I know she went to the Bahamas. I don't know if I'm not sure if she went that far or not. I can't recall. I don't think she went to Hawaii. I can't remember. if she went to Hawaii or not, but I know she definitely went to the Bahamas, but I don't know if that was part of her tour or not.
Yeah.
I've never been, like, even Virgin Islands. I see some people talking about the Virgin Islands here. Like, my aunt and uncle sold everything they had and went on like a 2 or 5 year sailing trip around the world. And they loved the Virgin Islands. I've never went there. I've never been out of this country. I haven't even been to Mexico or Canada. Like, I have not been out of this country. This is the most traveling I have done in my entire life, has been done in the last 2 years.
When I was going to Hawaii, I thought I was in another country, but it's not. It's the United States.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Well, it's an island out there by itself.
Yeah. You get really, I got burned, I think, the second day. It was really bad because we were in the ocean. But I've been to Florida. I was at Walt Disney World whatever the one is in Florida.
How long ago has it been since you've been at Walt Disney World?
Oh, it's been a while. Probably 10 years.
Okay. And what did you think of it back then? It was getting crowded back then, too, because I remember, but I don't think it was near as crowded as what it is these days. It just seems like just overcrowding.
Well, it might have been 20 years. I don't know. But I see, like, some of the stuff if you go on YouTube and you see, like, they have a thing about some of the stuff that got tore down or there's no people in it, that type of thing. And it's amazing. Like, when I was there, they had the camp, or like the log cabin, like the campers and all that. Mm-hmm. And they had the slides that you go into the lake, or I don't know if it's a lake or what.
Right.
But I don't know if they still have that anymore.
Yeah, I haven't been there in so long. I refuse to pay the money. Like, I'm a Florida resident, and that's just absolutely not.
Yeah, they had like is Epcot still there?
Yeah.
It's I know what it like they had I think stuff got replaced. Like
Yeah, they do that periodically. They upgrade and freshen things up because I mean Epcot has been the same Epcot it's been for the last 30 years for me. Like I remember how boring it was when I was a kid and I walked into it as an adult going from country to country and I'm like, yeah, nah, nothing's changed.
Maybe I don't know. What's the one? Well, they had a Body Wars ride that you would go like you shrunk down and you go into
yeah. I can't remember, but yeah, I remember that. And then they like the Space Mountain that's in the globe. That's my favorite ride. If I go to Epcot, I would stand in line for 3 hours to ride that ride.
Yeah.
For 2 seconds.
Yeah, they had like a little animal that I don't think that's there anymore.
Yeah.
I think they got rid of those too. I don't know I think the driving thing replaced the Body Wars ride or something, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. It's been so long since I've been there.
Yeah, it's been forever.
All right, Medic. Well, let me let you go. I'm going to bring on Shelly on up. She's already on up, but I'm going to sit and chat with her for a minute. Medic, please come back anytime. I enjoyed speaking with you.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Well, aloha, Betty. Hey, what are you doing staying in that hurricane path?
Well, it's because there's not a whole lot of places to go. I mean, I don't really feel like I feel safe here. I've already.
Do you?
I've been in the house for a decade. We have hurricanes every year. I mean,
yeah.
Yet I'm still here.
I'm kind of a scaredy crow. Anyways, I heard you guys talking about Hawaii. I'm still in Hawaii, but I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'd never, knock on wood, experienced a hurricane here. I'd be frightened if I did.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know. I think it's because I know it only takes one to change your entire life.
Yeah.
But for me, I've never seen, horrific. Like I know people have died, especially here in this county when we've had hurricanes. But most of it's been, they stepping out
really?
Down power line and they get electrocuted, things like that, but not necessarily killed because something was flying through the air and cracked them upside the head. We don't see a lot of JLRs running around with press,
That's pretty crazy. You're crazy.
I have to be honest with you. I about lost my stuff when I was watching it. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't even know he was in Venice, and here I am watching, getting an update. And I have to be honest with you, excuse my language, but I lost my shit. I lost my shit whenever I saw him put that helmet on. I started busting out laughing. Tears are rolling down my face.
Oh my gosh.
Go on.
I love your sense of humor, but I'm from California. Well, that's my second home, but Hawaii's where I was born. But we got earthquakes over there. And let me tell you, we're ready for the big one. I know it. It's going to happen. And it's scary because you have no control. Mm-hmm. You don't know when it's going to stop. You don't know how long it's going to last. At least a hurricane, it's coming.
Yeah, we know it's coming. We just never know where it's going to land, where it's really going to land. Like we have an idea. They have a nice model. But even their space between this point and this point could be 100 miles. I mean, it's. But in the grand scheme of things, like these hurricanes are huge. I mean, when you watch that hurricane go over land or start making its landfall. The clouds cover the whole state. You can't even see the state on the Doppler radar. Like it's like, that's why I keep saying whenever it hits Florida, it's hitting Florida. It's not hitting. I mean, yeah, there's areas that get the brunt of the storm, but believe me, everybody's getting hurricane force winds in the state of Florida.
But are you on the Gulf side?
Yeah, I'm on the Gulf side. I'm right where they were originally going to hit because I'm between Tampa and Sarasota. I'm in a county called Manatee, and that is literally the little box that's in between Tampa and Sarasota. Like that little box there, that's Manatee County. That's where I'm at.
Well, it hasn't hit Florida yet. Has it hit?
It's coming. It's down at the, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably down at the, probably passing the Keys. It's probably still doing a number on the Keys right now. It left Havana and it was out there in the Gulf. I don't know if it's made it to the Keys yet or not. I don't know how, because again, I'm not watching. The only way I'm getting the news, believe it or not, I didn't even know a hurricane was approaching, except people on YouTube were talking about it. Like and it's hitting my state. It's hitting where I'm living.
Please don't be such a bullhorn and be safe.
I know, right? I know. I need to get off this.
I mean, we don't want you hurt because we love you.
I know.
So.
Don't worry. If I can stream live, if I can unplug this where I'm not worried about, it getting electrical shock and stuff, I may go live during the hurricane, take you guys outside and see what's going on. You won't see much, but you can hear it.
Well, right on. So long you're safe. That's cool. Mm-hmm. But thank you. Anyways, I'm glad we're talking about another thing. Aside from the Kiely Rodni case, Yeah,
I'm just, it's not that I'm over it. It's just that,
I'm not, but
how much, we can only speculate so much. And I really want to get more information. It's frustrating. And sometimes I feel like I take some of that like I need to be a little more reserved in my frustration, because it's really rough for you guys. So like you guys are frustrated enough for all of us.
Yeah.
I don't need to be frustrated with you guys. I just need to learn the show. So,
I just hope there is justice somewhere down the line, but we can't do anything if there isn't. What can we do? So I just hope she rests in peace, Kiely. Yeah. But thank you so much. Be safe.
Bye, Kelly. Take care.
Okay, bye.
So we'll keep it open just a little bit longer in here, and then we'll just pipe it on down. Like we're about to hit 2 hours anyways. Then you'll blow away more. Yeah, right. So, but I'm used to this, guys. I don't want you guys getting too worried. I mean, I get a little worried when I start hearing things, having direct hits, but I always believe that I believe in the legend. I believe in the legend of the Indians that have blessed this area. And I'm just going to keep believing until I don't believe anymore. But right now I believe I'm going to be safe. I believe this is going to be minimal. We're going to get a little bit of flooding, nothing we haven't seen before, right? No big deal. People in low-lying areas, people that are in mobile homes, you are asked at this point to clear out of those homes. Get out of your homes, go to someplace safe. I know here in Manatee County, just about every one of our schools are opened as shelters for the homeless, as well as for people that are having to flee their mobile homes and modular homes that aren't fit to withstand these types of winds. The good thing is that the building codes here in Florida are amazing. So any house that was built after 2005, you are most likely already in a school, right? Because they are designed to withstand Category 5 hurricane force winds. So here in Florida, they have been building these houses to withstand these hurricanes, so you don't have to get on the street, and so you can feel safe in the comfort of your home when these hurricanes come. So just rest assured that if your house was built after 2005, you will be okay. Okay, you may lose a window, you may lose some shingles, but who cares, right? At the end of the day, you want to make sure your house doesn't blow away and your family doesn't blow away. Well, the building codes of the state of Florida make sure that doesn't happen. Now, if you go stand outside with a power line in the water and you decide to stick your foot in it, we can't help you with that. But what I can tell you is if you're inside your home, you're probably going to be safe. So the best place for anybody in the state of Florida, as long as you're not in a low-lying area, is most likely to reside in your home. Board the windows up, get plenty of water. It's, I think, a gallon a day per person. I would say 2 gallons a day per person. We're expected to be without power, I would say a week. The water never goes bad. So you can stock up on water and use it for a multitude of other things if you so choose. So there's the disclaimer. Guys, those that are in Florida, please, 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 please be safe. Make sure you stay out of danger. Find a place in your home that has no windows. Okay, for me, I have windows in every room. The safest place for me, should that happen, is for me to close all the doors and use my hallway. Okay, those people that have tubs, if you're in a tornado type of situation, if you can, get a mattress and go into the bathroom and put the mattress over yourself and the tub. That is a barrier between you and things that could potentially be flying or falling. So these are just, Hurricane Tips 101. Power could be out. Internet could be out. Prepare for that. Okay? If you guys have any questions, if you guys are concerned, if you need some help, if after the storm you need resources to help you, okay? Reach out to bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I will be finding out the information. I will be getting that out to you as soon as possible. So we'll just be watching JLR. I haven't heard. Chronicles of Olivia was going out to take some photos yesterday, but I haven't seen anything pop up on her page. So we've got two crazy friends out there chasing Hurricane Ian, chasing Bullhorn Betty. Anyways, guys, I'm done. You guys have an amazing night. I love each and every one of you. God bless. Don't forget to be fearless, folks. If you see something, say something, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Have a good evening. Peace out.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.